Health and fitness insurance coverage providers, how they make cash. How do health and fitness coverage firms make cash? How do these firms gain if they are meant to address the professional medical fees of their purchases? According to some men and women, the coverage firms gain the exact same way the gambling casinos do. The motive why that has been stated is for the reason that risk performs a really huge factor in each sorts of business. In the coverage sector, there is no assure that men and women will get ill or put up with from incidents in the future. Men and women pay out for coverage for the reason that there is usually the risk of receiving damage and incurring professional medical fees. Nonetheless, as a good deal of corporations are, the odds are usually in favor of the firms. All sorts of coverage firms, such as existence, accidental dying, incapacity, car, and health and fitness coverage firms, gain cash by accumulating the high quality that their purchases pay out. One enterprise commonly has countless numbers of insured people that could rightfully claim professional medical assistance. Nonetheless, the coverage firms do not make it possible for anyone to get coverage plans. All those who are sickly or are susceptible to incidents get rejected for the reason that there is a substantial prospect that the firms will address their fees in the future. Only a couple of insured people get the prospect to claim their facet of the coverage deal. Policyholders have to pay out their premiums continually so that their contracts could continue to be legitimate. By insuring many people, firms get a good deal of premiums. The health and fitness coverage firms also gain by making investments. Usually, the governing administration involves the firms to keep a sure quantity of their earnings in reserve. The most effective matter to do about reserved cash is to invest it. Also, the cash that they have accrued as a result of the frequent premiums is invested in stock markets, banks, and other sorts of investment firms. Considering that most coverage plans call for men and women to pay out premiums a couple of YRS in advance of in fact benefiting from coverage protection, the firms will have sufficient time to make the important investments. The two methods which are talked about over are how these firms gain cash. Usually, firms only consider to gain as a result of a person of the methods. Nonetheless, there are businessmen who are actually expert in functioning each methods. Considering that they are profiting from two locations, they do not actually have a challenging time staying in the business. Men and women really should know in which their premiums are going. It is fascinating to know how health and fitness coverage firms work and deliver cash. No matter of how these firms make their cash, the baseline is that we require them to defend ourselves from fiscal damage. It is vitally important for everybody to have professional medical coverage from any variety of health and fitness coverage firms.